Hi, welcome to Gabie's Knit Goodies. I am Gabie and I am a knitter and a yarn dyer and yeah, I'm pretty obsessed with knitting. I also have kids that I homeschool and a wonderful husband who supports me and in my passion here of knitting. So today I am going to talk about this gorgeous sweater, which is the sweater number 21 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. And this is the first time y'all have seen it on me. And if you remember last time, I had challenged myself to knit a sweater in a week. So I'll tell you how that went. But first, I have a KAL going on, a knit along, and I just started it not too long ago. This is one of the items on that knit along. If you're interested, I will link somewhere, definitely down below, and maybe I can get it up here somewhere, to the little video where I talk more details about the knit along. I will have giveaways and prizes throughout it. So GKG, hashtag GKG favorite things KAL. I'll put that right here, and if you go on Instagram, I have a post with all the details on that as well. If you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to message me below in the comment section or however else you want to get in touch with me. So, like I said, this is sweater number 21 by My Favourite Things Knitwear, and on my knitting goals and plans for this coming year, I have a number of patterns by My Favourite Things Knitwear. I don't know the name of that designer, but that's her brand. And she has a lot of gorgeous, very neutral sweaters. I mean, you could knit them in whatever color you want, but her palette is very neutral. And I think that might be what kind of draws my eye to them this year. So, this one turned out gorgeous. And the big question is, did I knit it in 7 days, 1 week? Unfortunately, no. No, I did not. I failed at that. However, it did only take me 10. So 10 days to knit an entire gorgeous sweater. That's definitely not like a tight-fitting small sweater. And it has long sleeves. It's not a short sleeve one or anything like that. I don't think that's too bad. I wasn't able to wear it to my event. I wanted to like make it and then wear it in that week, but that's okay. I wore another hand knit sweater, the Ghost Horses sweater, instead. So I wanted to talk about all of the details of this and why I thought I could knit it in a week. The biggest reason I thought I could knit it in a week is because it has size 13 knitting needles, US 13 knitting needles, which is 9 millimeters, so they're very large. In fact, I didn't even have them in my stash of knitting needles, or my supply of knitting needles. I actually had to go buy some from the fabric store. I couldn't wait to order some for my interchangeables, which would have been nice, but no, I couldn't wait. I had a deadline that I didn't meet, but I was antsy to cast it on. So yeah, so it's size 13 and it's all over like wholly. It's not like a tightly knit garment. So, and it's knit with overall a bulky yarn. I used multiple yarns in this, and her pattern calls for 2 yarns held double. And so I thought with a bulky yarn and size 13, I'd be able to knit in a week. It was close. If I had really buckled down and knit a whole bunch that week, I probably could have done it, but I kind of knit my normal amount. I just was monogamous and didn't quite get it done. I had like 1 sleeve left. Not too bad. So anyways, I knit a size 2, and I am around like a 34-inch bust or 35. And so I could have knit probably a size smaller, but I really was going for that super cozy, oversized garment look. And if this sweater had been just a little slimmer, I don't think it would have given me that cool vibe that the oversized sweater gives. And with it being see-through, it like the oversized works because you can still see like your more fitted top that's underneath. Yeah. Anyway, so I really wanted that bulky look. So I went with a size 2, and my gauge did turn out to be very similar to hers. It's a little difficult to measure gauge with this type of pattern, and yeah, with this big lacy pattern. It's a little bit difficult to measure gauge, but the overall garment turned out what it was supposed to be for a size 2. Let's see. So she recommends 3 different needle sizes for like the neck and the cuffs and the hem at the bottom, and then the bulk of it is in the size 13s. So she also has 10.5 or 11 and a size 8. And I did use all of her recommended suggested needle sizes. I didn't change anything in the pattern at all. I just knit it as is. And I thought it was a very interesting construction, one that I had not done before. And it looks kind of like a seamed construction, but it isn't. It's a top-down knit, seamless knit. You do have to like pick up stitches instead of like knitting it in pieces and piecing it together. And I think that it was very clever the way she's written it, and like with these stockinette portions in it, it gives it more stability. Without those, I think that it would just grow and stretch too much because of the lace. But because she has these stockinette areas in it, like kind of where the seams would be, it kind of holds its structure a little better, which I really like. She has a lot of details in it that are just kind of clever. Okay, more details on yarn. She suggests 2 different combos. Yarns that I had never knit with before, but I knew their like what they would be like. Let's see, one is a DK weight Iciger EcoSoft. It's an alpaca cotton, very fuzzy yarn, and it's about a DK weight, like I said. And she suggests around 5 balls of that, which is almost 700 yards. And holding that with 2 balls of a lace weight linen flax cotton rayon also by Iciger, called Trio. So that one, I think that the linen flax cotton rayon would give the EcoSoft fluffy alpaca, some durability in it and some structure. So those 2 held together is probably like a worsted or a heavy worsted, but with all the fluff, you can kind of treat it as a bulky because of the alpaca gives it, a lofty halo. So you can knit things that have a lot of fluffiness to them or a big halo to them with a larger gauge, a larger needle size, because all the fluff kind of fills in things, and it's supposed to be knit looser. The other combo she suggested was a I have no idea how to say it. Gepard Puno, Gepard Puno, which is an alpaca nylon merino, and that one is around a DK weight as well. It is a blown yarn, meaning like it has a mesh material, probably that nylon is mesh, and then alpaca and merino are like blown into it. So again, it's very airy, it's very light for the amount of space it takes up. So holding that one with, she has 4 balls of the same brand, Kid Seda, and that is a mohair silk, like a kid mohair and silk, which is like around a fingering weight maybe. It is but the same thing. It's very fluffy, because of that kid mohair, the silk gives it strength and stability, and so it takes up a lot of room for the weight of the fabric. That was another thing I liked about this sweater, is that it would be big and bulky, but very lightweight, which is definitely what it's turned out to be. So, I'm a yarn dyer, and I had some yarn that I thought would work really well together and create that same very light and squishy and fluffy combo, and so that's what I used. I used 3 strands held together to get the kind of the bulk I needed. I used a finger weight just merino sock yarn, and in the coffee with cream colorway I did a kid mohair silk in there, which is called Golden Halo, and a Surrey alpaca fluff, which gave me, you know, lots of good fluffiness, and I think camel colorway. So I held all 3 of those together, which gave me a nice, very lightweight but very fluffy combination, and it turned out just fantastic. I love it, and if I haven't already, I'll be putting pictures up here of some close-ups of my yarn and how it all worked together, and yeah, and I'll do a little video of me wearing it so you can get the full view of it. The only change I have currently made, but I plan on going back and doing this, is she suggests elastic in the neckline. It is a folded neckline. You pick up stitches and you knit and then fold it under and then knit the picked up stitches initially here with your during your bind off. So you like seam it together during the bind off. And she suggests putting a little bit of elastic in this neckline to keep it so that it doesn't grow too much. I've worn it just a couple of times, and it hasn't really grown yet, but I do want it to keep its structure, so I might do it. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see, what else to say about this garment? I love it, and I think it's very on trend. I guess part of the reason that I was drawn to it is that it's high on texture, low on weight, and it's that wide, bulky silhouette. And I also thought that the style, like the split hem and the way she's constructed the garment was just kind of interesting and pretty. But then I recently have been looking at some of like the 2023 style trends, and this is totally on trend for that too, because one of the trends is like see-through knits, and if I had a darker garment you'd be able to see it better, but and also if I was standing up you can see through it because it's big and open. There you go, open structure, and so that's totally on trend. So I feel very cool in my new sweater, even though I'm a knitter and I knit it myself. I feel like knitting, maybe knitting's cool now. We'll say that. Handmade and knitting is cool now, so it's cool all around. Yeah, so not only is it quick, it's lightweight, it's warm and cozy, and it's very in style. So it's meeting all of the must-haves for a knitting project for sure. So anyways, I hope to see you guys knit this sweater because I really want to see your take on it. My daughter is dying for me to knit one for her. She doesn't have kid sizes listed, but I'm thinking that maybe I could take the smallest size, maybe hold just 2 yarns together, like the I think she likes the alpaca because it's super buttery soft, but I could do the alpaca with the merino and knit it maybe on, like, I don't know, I'll have to do a swatch, I suppose, like maybe knitting on size 10 needles instead of 13, and that would give me a smaller garment, and I could always adjust the length of things as I'm doing it, because it is a top down. I don't don't know if I said that. It's a top-down knit. Yeah. Anyways. More details about the construction in a minute. The yarn, if you guys are interested, I will put a post up on Etsy or a listing up on Etsy for a kit for this with these 3 yarns held together in this camel colorway, and it'll be a dye to order. So if you're interested, I will dye it up, and I'd be able to dye it up and ship it, within a week and a half, so it wouldn't take super long. If you want to knit the same thing I have, and I will also put a code it'll be a discount buying it in bulk. We'll put it that way. Yeah, no code needed. I'll just have it as a discount because you're getting all of the yarns together as a group, so it'd be cheaper than buying them all individually, if you're interested in it. And to participate in the Cal, you certainly don't have to buy my yarn at all. I did want to make one more note about construction. I mentioned that it's a very unique construction. It is top down, and you knit like to a certain point, and then you put your stitches on hold, and you pick up stitches at the shoulder here, and you knit like down from there. So it's a very interesting construction, and then you join it in the round and knit the rest of it. So anyways, I really hope to see you guys knit this sweater too and see your takes on it. I think it'd be super fun. Bye! So of my yarn, I used 2 skeins of the fingering weight sock yarn, which is, they're 100 grams each, so in 463 yards each. And left over, after finishing the size 2 sweater, I have this much, which is 43 grams, or about 200 yards left. And then of the Kid Silk Mohair, this is 50 grams each skein, and I used 2 skeins, and it's 459 yards per 50 gram skein. And I have 29 grams left, or about 266 yards. And then the Surrey Alpaca is 218 yards per 50 grams, and I used 3 balls of this, and I have 17 grams left, which is about 74 yards. So these are the 3 yarns that I used, and they worked really well together and provided a very fluffy and lightweight, bulky yarn. So yeah, it worked so well.